The Village of Howard celebrates the acquisition of land that will further the preservation of wetlands around the Bay of Green Bay. Jeff Alexander joining us live in the studio with this First Alert update tonight. Jeff.
Well, Cammie, thanks to a grant from the DNR's stewardship program and contributions from Ducks Unlimited and the Nelson Family Fund, the Village of Howard has purchased 113 acres of wetlands adjacent to the Canures Nature Area. Known as the Duck Creek Conservation Corridor, this property is deemed an area of concern by the EPA and Wisconsin DNR. Portions of the land have experienced environmental degradation over the years due to land use practices, but now as public property, kayakers, nature lovers and birders are welcome.
The location here, the Canures Park, which is adjacent to the conservation corridor that we're talking about today, is actually the number 12 birding hotspot in the state of Wisconsin right now. So this is, overall hundreds of locations in the state. So we have something really special and something really precious here that we want to announce to the world. We want to bring our guest tourists and our nature lovers out here.
And since the Duck Creek Conservation Corridor is an emergent marsh, the public is welcome to access the land via kayak launched at Deerfield Docks. Cammie?